Hi there, William Hohauser here, and once again, thanking you for joining me for another Pink Panther cartoon. This one from the 78th season, which was first TV and then theatrical. It's the strange Pet Pink Pebbles, and it's not strange because it's a strange cartoon, although maybe you would consider the story a little bit strange. It's strange is that this is Rocky Pink, and as if you noticed before, it doesn't have the original director's name on it. It has Jerry Chinicki instead of Art Leonardi. Yet when we open up here, it's like, hey, didn't I see this back in 1976? Is there something wrong with my brain? No, there's nothing wrong with your brain. There is something weird going on here, which we will get into later. But in the meantime, let me talk about Rocky Pink, because I let Art have most of the airtime in the Rocky Pink commentary because he deserved it. But never fear, you won't have to be listening to me for 6 minutes. Art will be coming back later to talk about what he thinks about Pet Pink Pebbles. It'll be interesting. Rocky Pink is arguably the last true theatrical Pink Panther cartoon. At least it was the last one released in '76. The next year, one Pink Panther cartoon, Therapeutic Pink, was released, but it had a copyright date of '75, so it seemed to be a cartoon that was lost in the closet, and they said, oh, hey, did we ever release this? Or whatever. I'm making things up. I'll make up more things later, maybe. You'll see. This is a pretty sophisticated cartoon. I mean, we really don't get to the main crux of the story until right now we're at a minute 45. That's pretty long. Usually it's like, okay, 30 seconds. Okay, you know what's going on. And then the rest of the cartoon's like that. No, this one takes its time. We have that whole scene in the pet shop. And now we've got the giggling criminal, whose voice was provided by Art Leonardi, we found out, selling the panther a rock in a box as a pet. On the Rocky Pink commentary, Art explains this rather obscure cultural reference, the rock in a box. However, what we see here is a continuation of a frequent panther theme, which was a small, supposedly inanimate object sort of getting loose and the panther spending the entire cartoon chasing it. The direct predecessor to this cartoon is Pink April from 1971, where a basketball gets away and then at some point in the cartoon just becomes sentient and bounces around willfully. It's a good cartoon. You should check it out if you haven't. To me, this is a pure Pink Panther cartoon. Not as abstract as some of the early ones, and not as domesticated and humdrum as some of the later ones got, even from the 76 season that this cartoon got stuck in, where it doesn't really make a difference. It's the panther. It could be any character in the cartoon. Oh, look, there's Granny Panther. And I would like to point out at this time, in my opinion, Art Leonardi really understood the panther. I think he understood it better than Robert McKimson or Art Davis or Sid Marcus or Brad Case or the other later directors. He understands how surreal the panther should be. And Art put a lot of work into it. So here's Art talking about some of the process.
In those days, we would also do pencil tests when we start doing the animation. We would go into a room and we would have a pencil test done, and we'd go over it and we'd see, well, this area is a little slow or something, let's speed that up, or let's punch up the gag here. And it was a process of working that way.
In '78, they re-released Rocky Pink as Pet Pink Pebbles, and they with an added scene we assume was directed by Jerry Chinicki.
Right.
Do you have any clue what was going on, why that happened at that time?
Well, a lot of things, and a lot of animators and people in that business have got upsets from things that happen. And we have no control of it. We do our job and enjoy it, and we go on. But I happened to see that in another DVD that was put on the market, and I said, "That's my cartoon." And they took my name off it and put Jerry Chinicki's on it. He did that little segment in it that always upset me that he would do that. And I don't think it was Jerry Chinicki's doing. I think that they just gave him that assignment. Do 20 seconds of something and put it on that thing. Even though I didn't get along or we didn't get along in our working together, but you can't be friends with everybody in the business. But I always respected Jerry. He was a great animator and director, and he did great stuff. But in this one case, I was really upset with it. He added something that me was like a distraction to the cartoon because it was like out of left field of a pinball machine game. To me, it distracted from the cuteness of the partnership between the Rock and the Panther. I didn't want to take it out of the area.
So Art did not know that this had happened to Rocky Pink at the time. In 1978, Art would have been working on the opening credits for the Revenge of the Pink Panther feature. We don't have any records to tell us what exactly was happening at Patty Freeling. But let me go and make a guess, an educated guess, or no, just a flat-out wild theory. How about that? Oh, we're back into Art's cartoon. The Patty Freeling was under contract to deliver so many Pink Panther cartoons for the 1978 TV season. I think that they got to a point where they couldn't produce that many cartoons with the budget, or they were trying to save money in a sneaky way, so they redid the music, changed the credits for the people who worked on the added footage, and that's my theory. This is William Hohauser, class dismissed.